Hi, this is Melissa from Under the Radar, where we tell the stories of awesome individuals and what makes them so awesome. In this interview, I sat down with DJ, director, and producer Global Krisis. He shared with me the ups and downs of his career, as well as what drives his passion for creating and pushing the culture forward. I hope you enjoy our conversation, and to see the full interview, go to www.undertheradar.com. Peace and thank you.
So as a DJ, I think I'd be pretty lame.
You be what?
Pretty lame.
Why?
Because DJing is not something you can describe in 3 words.
Well, not DJing yourself. Like
myself, the same way. That's for robots. We're people. We live every day, and we have great experiences that can't really be summed up. So I don't have 3 words to describe DJ Krisis. I have a word to describe today, though.
What's the word?
Sensational.
Sensational. Why
today has been sensational. Just alive and sensible. Like, it's just a feel out there.
Gotcha. Hey.
What inspires me to create is, I think it's our duty to create. Mm-hmm. Being made in the image of a great creator, I think we naturally take on those attributes. So I feel like if you're not creating, you're kind of wasting your talent. And being wasteful of my talent is something I've never want to be.
And at what moment did you know that you're here to create? At what moment did you know that you were put here to DJ, or that DJing was your calling?
Well, DJing for me is just one of the many forms, outlets that my creativity takes place in. And I would say probably around the time I was like 12, 13 years old, I pretty much knew I would want to do something in music, and it kind of just naturally took on like DJing. DJing was kind of like just always there for me. I kind of moved around a lot as a child, and music was something I just normally gravitated to because it was always there. Like, you might move cities, but you always have your favorite song. So like, it was just kind of there for me when I needed it.
When you say you moved around a lot, where were you moving around a lot?
My mom was in the Navy, so my parents' job, like Navy brat, yeah. So
all over Detroit or all over the country?
All over America. My mom and my sister, they actually did like a year in London, but I decided to stay in Michigan when they went over there. So I've lived in Washington, D.C., Virginia, Rhode Island, Hawaii, California, and Michigan.
Do you have a favorite of all those places?
From what I can remember, probably Hawaii. Yeah, who wouldn't like Hawaii?
Right.
Well, Krisis, it might sound strange, but it kind of came to me in a dream.
Really?
You know, I was having this dream one day, and it was a big battle going on, like it was a war almost going on in the dream. And I remember just looking up in the sky, and like the clouds parted, you know, just the letters Krisis. I was like, Krisis.
And that was in your dream?
That was in my dream.
That's cool.
Yeah. I had another dream like that the next day that told me something else, but that's a different story.
Did it have to do with DJing? Or?
No, it had to do with something much greater. But the Krisis is the first part for the greater work. So this the lane that I'm executing now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So right now you've been working on a series of mixes. You call it Celebration.
Right.
This second one you did, what's the name? What's the name of that?
The second one I just did is called The Eternal Flourish.
The Eternal Flourish.
Yeah.
And how did that come about? Why? Because at first it was the trio mixes, so now it's the Celebration.
It's the Celebration. It's all part of
what are we celebrating?
The Eternal series. Like, you know, this life is so good, but one thing I had to come to the realization was that kind of, we were here before we were kind of here. You know, like, think about it. Me and you living right now, we're representation of somebody who was alive 10 million years ago, right? So that means out of all the wars of history, all the freak accidents, all the natural disasters, our seeds made it. You know, we're still living, I'm still here, and that anybody who's ever gonna be born is contained within us. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like this whole concept of time and eternity. They're not really too far out of the box. When you think about it, it's something that's already happening. You know, so I like, life is good, and all life has to be good because we came from such a long past and we have such a great future to look forward to. So why not celebrate and flourish? That's what we're meant to do. everybody has something within them so great, and I feel like once you start to learn how to unlock the swag within yourself, it can really take you to another level.
Unlock the swag.
Unlock the swag. I mean, I love that phrase. I was actually inspired by Ray Shrumman. They had a song called "Unlock the Swag," and I think it just hit me in the right place, the right day. I was just somewhere, and I heard it. I was like, "Hold on, what are they saying?" And it was like they just came in so hard. They were like, "Unlock." I was like, "Oh,"
swag.
I was like, "What are we unlocking?" And they said, "The swag." I was like, "Oh my God, this is what I've been waiting to hear my whole life."
I love them, actually. I think they're great performers.
Oh no, Ray Shrumman. Shouts out to Ray Shrumman all day. You guys are fucking amazing. It's just such high energy. I loved it.
To watch it perform, I'm like, I want
to be
on the stage with y'all.
It's contagious, you know, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. That vibe coming from within. Like, however they get to that level, they get there and they let it out. I think Travis Scott is another great performer. You know, like there's just so much just raw energy that just comes out from these people. Is contagious, and you kind of want to listen to them and want to be around them. They could be talking about nothing, relativity, but it doesn't matter. They're just saying it in such a way that you're inspired just by listening to it. So it's kind of like how they say it, not what they say. But one thing, I always had an aunt down in Texas. It's actually her birthday today. Happy birthday, aunt. Yeah, so I was down there and I was hanging with my cousin Christopher, and we went out one night, and he just started playing all this music I had never heard before, but like it did something to me. It like inspired something. It's like a light went off in my head, and I just loved this so much. I think we went to some spot called Julian's and another club called like 8 Mile. Yeah, this is way back in the day. And so like I'm in there, I'm getting grinded on, I'm getting danced on. I was just having like such a great time that I went back to Detroit, and I wanted to keep that vibe going. And like music in Detroit really didn't sound like that. Music in Detroit is like the exact opposite. You know, we got like Detroit is like the birthplace of like techno, a lot of house music as well. So we kind of got like a fast-paced kind of sound. I mean, it's Motown, hustle and bustle. So like the music down there was just like so like more like laid back to me, and it was something I really enjoyed. So I started like DJing and producing to kind of just like stay with that feel, stay with that vibe, because that's what resonated with me.
Gotcha. So do you have a favorite out of Texas, if you had to name?
A favorite artist out of Texas? Oh man, there's so many good ones. I'm a real big UGK fan, RP Pimp C, you know, but I used to love Color Changing Click, Paul Wall, Chameleonaire, you know, even Mike Jones, Slim Thug. I was a big Little Flip fan. You know, all the greats, DJ Screw, you know, Michael Watts, like everybody, you know, it was just great, you know. It was simple, it was in your face, raw lyrics with great beats, you know. I think something about Texas that kind of separates themselves from a lot of different places is they always kind of had an ear for like a different kind of like a beat, a different kind of sound. Like it's not really dry, you know, it's not really like a boring bounce. It's like kind of like a raw rhythm with a raw bass, you know. It's something that felt good to me.
Riding music. Yeah,
riding music. Like I spend a lot of time in cars, so like I just love to ride around. Actually, I learned a lot that day because I remember him DJing, and he did a really good job, but he didn't do what I thought he was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He's a great DJ. I actually almost ended up getting in a fight with one of his partners in his crew. Like, it was a point in the night where I guess he had to go to the bathroom or whatever, and he had went downstairs. Cafe Asia's the name of the club we were spinning at, and he went downstairs, right? And his music had went off, and so it's people just standing around like, what's going on? There's no music. So I wanted to plug back in, like, to just keep something going while he was using the bathroom downstairs, but I guess one of the it was the right call in my mind to give people some music to keep them going, you know, and so that's something that I try to do. But, you know, luckily I didn't end up fighting the dude you know.
That would have been bad.
I mean, it might have been bad for somebody, you know, but it all ended up good at the end of the night. The future for Krisis right now, I think it's just about really taking the brand and putting it on a global level. Like, I've been able to do a lot kind of relatively underground. You know, I have a real like respect for underground music, you know, stuff that's like not commercial, taking advantage of, but what kind of got to me is a lot of music I was making, you know, songs I've made for Snoop Dogg, Tierra Marie, Trina, and a lot of local artists. But a lot of the sounds that I was making just to kind of be like on the underground, because that's what I enjoyed, they started getting really popular, you know, and I was kind of mad that I'm like, yo, like, you know, you guys are making all this popular, so I was like, why not? I can capitalize off this too. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as DJing and producing music for me, like, you know, it was never really about the money. For me, it was about the love, even though I knew I could make a lot of money off of it. You know, so the future is just about continuing to gain the influence. You know, I think influence is a very powerful thing, and that's something that if I could gain out the game, that's what I would want. Well, that's what I'm aiming to gain, so that's what I love, you know, because it's a lot of people out there who just aren't exposed to a certain lot of things, and I think everything you're exposed to kind of creates you more as a person, so I would love to help, you know, young minds grow and everything, you know. Well, I was in Cannes for the film festival. I had a short film in the film festival. This is 2013, and I kind of like brought my stuff with me, you know. I was like, well, who knows, I might end up DJing somewhere. So like just being over there, it's like a lot of celebrities, it's a lot of movie producers, just like a lot of people in the industry who ever make stuff happen. So through a couple of my connections, I was able to network, and I ended up talking to, you know, just some of the people who were doing a couple parties there that night. And I was like, yo, like, I'm a DJ, let me DJ, and I guess they liked what I was saying to them, so they put me on, and you know, I think that was one of the highlights of my career. Not many people can say they DJ'd 2 parties in Cannes, France during the Cannes Film Festival. It's like the biggest film festival in the world, so that was actually an amazing
And they were
experience.
actually feeling you.
Yeah, oh, they were loving it. It was a great time. Oh, that's kind of where I got the name Global Krisis from.
Gotcha, because you're just not local.
Right, because I was always DJ Krisis, but then after I did the stuff in France, I was like, yo, like, my perspective is too limited. It's the whole globe out here, so I had to take it to the Global Krisis.
I like that.
Yeah. You're down on yourself. A lot of life situations get you down. We kind of feel sometimes like we're under the pressure of everybody else's baggage. You know, our parents love us, but they come with their own problems that they put on us. Our friends love us, but they come with their own problems they put on us. And I would say to those who feel like they're under the bottom of the rock, you know, it only gets better. That rock is just a testament to how much you can carry. You know, it lets you know how strong you are. And once you realize how strong you are, you realize there's really nothing stopping you at all. You know, so just open the door and walk through it. It's amazing on the other side.
And to get to that place, do you have any, not I want to say rituals, but spiritual processes that you do? You meditate, exercise?
Well, I do. I believe in exercising right and eating properly. You know, you are what you eat. You know, there's certain parts of your body that won't even function correctly if you're feeding the wrong foods. So there are definitely things that I do. You know, there's little things I tell myself. You know, you got to tell yourself. People like Muhammad Ali, Michael, and Jordan, they looked in the mirror, told themselves they were greatest 100 times a day. And over time, what it does, it just switches the way you think. You know what I'm saying? Even in yoga, they talk about mantras that people like say over and over and again. That's because it's powerful. Words are power. They create a lot. So you got to get your mind right. You got to get your body right. You got to get your soul right. But it's not that hard. It's very easy. You just got to do it for real.
Well, you say that, but some people like you said, life experiences, family, friends.
Right.
It's not easy for them to get in that place, and because every time they look up, it's something else.
That's real.
So when did you get to that point where you just like, you know what, you and all your BS not going to stop me from being global?
I think what happened is I had to look at it from a different perspective. All the problems life throws your way, and all the problems I know I've been to, I kind of looked at them. I was like, there's only one common denominator between all these problems, and that's me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's either something about the way that I'm thinking or the way that I'm acting that all this stuff keeps happening. Mm-hmm. You know, and I was like, if I'm on one side of it, there has to be another side, just because that's how poles work. For every good is a bad, every opposite creates another opposite. To know what fast is, you gotta know what slow is. So I was like, if I'm on one side of this thinking, I know there's another side of this thinking. So I started kind of thinking about the things I never think about, or thinking about the things I don't want to think about, or staying and doing things that I normally wouldn't do to kind of help switch my mindset to the other side of my own thoughts. And once you kind of cross over that gateway, you kind of realize there's really no limit to your potential and possibility. So I know it's rough, but you got to understand is the thing that gets you through everything is the light that's inside of you. So if you made it this far, you know how much farther you can go. Mm-hmm. You know, if you made it this far, you know what's deep inside of you. If you made it this far, you know what you can bring out. You know, so I started bringing those things out and realizing that, you know, I was bigger than the storm that I was in, you know. So it's really amazing. You just got to keep going through.
Global Krisis.
Global Krisis, that's me.
All right, thanks, Christopher.
Oh, thank you.